with the triangle. And I showed you the 3 types of triangles. Do you remember? The 3 types of triangle questions that you can get in IGCSE maths. Do you remember? Ilang, what are you doing in maths at your school, right? What chapters have you done in maths this term? Really? Okay. So I'll pair with I'll show you a trigonometry like when you sent me, I think you said the basics. You've done SOHCAHTOA and Pythagoras only. Okay. All right. Wait. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. Okay. Right. So, okay, what we were doing was we saw that when you're doing areas, you have 3 types of triangles. What we say, the first thing that we looked at was that we have 3 types of triangles. Okay? Triangle questions that they'll give you. Let me put them in order of there's this and this and this again. Give me a second. Okay, so 3 types of triangles, and these are the 3. We have 1, 2, 3. For this triangle, which is a right angle triangle, if they ask you for area, you just say base times height over 2. For this one, you'll be given the height and the base. And if they ask you for area, again, you say base times height over 2. Because you have the base and you have the height. Are we together, students? Then, for this one where they give you theta, remember this one has a right angle. So for a triangle with a right angle, getting area is so easy. This is the easiest. It's just base times height over 2. Then there's this one with no right angle. There is no right angle, but they have given you the base and they have given you the height. So you just say base times height over 2. Don't forget the over 2. For the third one, there is again no right angle. Don't try to put a right angle. It's not there. You'll be given this side and theta, and they'll ask you for area. And we said you say area is equal to A times B times sine theta all over 2. Or you can say half of everything, which is the same as dividing everything by 2. A times B times sine of theta, which is sine of the angle inside. So you take A, you put it. You take B, you put it. Then you multiply sine of the angle inside. Then you divide everything by 2. You would have found area of the third one. Questions, anybody? Questions? Okay, good. So these are the formulas that we discussed on areas. So when it comes to area of a triangle, we have absolutely no problem with that one. Okay, so let me do it like this. We have absolutely no problem with the area of the triangle. We can get it any day of the week, right? Now we need to move on. What about if they give us a sector? And then what about if they give us a cone? So I'm going to be going shape by shape. If they give us a sector, then what do you do if they give us a cone? Then we'll see different types of questions. Right. And then I want to be building you up slowly. If they give you a sector, okay? If they give you a sector, then should I continue with sector and cone, or should I mix it up before we leave triangles? Should we do trig before we leave triangles? Or should we do sector and cone? Somebody? Lenny? What is it? Trig, which is Pythagoras SOHCAHTOA, we do questions, or we do sector and cone. Okay. Sector and cone. Now, sector and cone works like this. Anytime you get a piece of pizza, look at this, okay? I'll do trig. I'll make sure we do trig as well. Anytime you get a sector, remember the first thing. Here is my first word to you. These are this and this. When you get a piece of pizza, Remember, those two sides are equal, and each of them are what we call the radius. It will be adding it to the three triangles that we must know. We have the three types of triangles that we must know. Triangle number 1, triangle number 2, triangle number 3, and then we have sector and cone. For sector, what you must know is you must know theta, RR, and you must know this third side is called S. So when you are dealing with a piece of pizza, you have a piece of pizza in maths. They will ask you the same types of questions they asked us for the three different types of triangles. They'll ask you to get area of the cone, of the sector rather, of this piece of pizza. Okay, we want to do several questions together. Find the area of this. Or they'll say find the perimeter of this. So we're going to do several questions together. If they ask you to find area, can somebody write this? It's r squared theta over 2. R squared theta over 2. And I want you to say here, okay, it is r squared theta over 2. And I want you to put here to say NB, and you say make sure theta is in rad. Make sure that theta is in radians. Area will be r squared theta divided by 2. Area is this space inside here, your sector. R squared theta over 2. Now, I want you to now say S, which is this one, the arc length. The arc is a special thing to us. It's that small curved line in purple. That's what we call the arc. Not the inside, that small curved line in purple. That's the arc. And to get the arc, you don't say r squared theta over 2. No, you just say r theta. S is r theta. You should make sure you know this second formula. S is r theta. Then finally, if they ask you to get perimeter, which is the distance right around the cone, you take this side r, you add it to this side another r, so you get 2r. Plus you add the third side, which is S. And now what you have is the perimeter of the shape. The distance right around. So for a sector, we must know 3 things. We must know the radii, and we must know the arc length S. If we know them, then we know enough about our piece of pizza. Now, what is going to be hard is that you should always use theta when it is in radians. And sometimes they will give you degrees here. Or sometimes they'll ask you to find theta in degrees. So you must know that when you want theta in radians, when you want radians, theta in rad, you want it in rad. What you're going to do, you have to remove degrees and you multiply by rad. So what you do, you're going to say it is equal to theta in degrees divided by 3, or you can say divided by 180 degrees. So you are removing degrees. You divide by, you already have it in degrees, so you divide by 180 degrees. Then you multiply by pi rad. Now you will have your theta in rad. You divide the one you had by 180 degrees, then you multiply by pi rad. If you want theta in degrees now, if you want it in degrees, Then you will say your theta in rad, you'll be having theta in rad, you divide it by pi rad, and you multiply by 180 degrees. You divide by pi rad, and you multiply by 180 degrees. Now you'd have done well. So listen, class. You divide what you don't want. You don't want rad, so you divide by pi rad, then you multiply by 180 degrees. Here you don't want degrees, so you divide by 180 degrees, then you multiply by pi rad. This is how it works. Anyone with a question? Who has a question here? Yes. In any of them. It math mixes up. It comes in any paper. Math mixes up, so it comes in any paper. Okay? Right. Has everybody seen this? Okay. Questions that I want us to do together. Some questions. Right. Let's. Here are some questions. I want to do a few questions with you. Give me a second. Right. Okay. Let's open them here. Here's the first question. Okay. Remember, maths is about, are you willing to use what you know? So you have to practice using what you already know and whatever. What do you know? Write down what you know first. See if you know it. What is the area? What is the formula for area, Lenny, of a sector? What is it? We say the area is r squared theta divided by 2. Right, Lenny? Okay. Then we said, what is the formula for S? Millicent, what is the formula for S? The arc here, this one. How do you get S? Did you write it down, Millicent? Is your mic working? Can you hear me, Millicent? Okay. Did you write down the formula for S or you haven't written it down? Did you write it down? Write it down. Write it down. S is R theta. Okay? Write it down. Okay, Millicent? 1 and 2. Now, okay. The third one. Ilang, did you write down the formula for perimeter? We said now, perimeter will be what? We said perimeter, it will be, yes, 2r plus s. Perimeter, we now want the distance right round here. So there's r, and there's s. So for perimeter, we want to go right round. So we say r plus r again. That becomes 2r. Then we add this last one, which is s. And we would have found the perimeter of the sector. So if we come here, work out the perimeter of the sector. Now, I said one of the reasons why these formulas, you can remember them, but one of the reasons why it's hard for people is because this theta should not be in degrees, it should be in rad. And we said if you want your theta in rad, you will start by the theta in degrees that you have, the one you have, you divide it by 180 degrees and you multiply by pi rad. Okay? You divide it by 180 and you multiply by pi. So we're going to say first, theta in rad is going to be equal to, what is our theta? 110 degrees. We do this before we start doing any working. We say 110 degrees divided by 180 degrees. Remember, divided by 180, okay? So that you remove the degrees. Then you multiply by pi rad. You then multiply by pi rad. So now, what do you get when you do this? Can somebody punch? What is 110 ilang divided? 110 divided by 180. What do you get when you say 110 divided by 180? What are you going to get? Ilang? Tell me what you get when you say 110 divided by 180. What do you get? Okay. What do you get? Ilang? What is the decimal? 1 point. Okay. So what I want you to do, since that's a bad one, you just cancel the 0 and the 0, and you remain with 11 over 18, which is 11 pi over 18. And this is rad. Okay. 11 pi over 18. And you say rad. Okay? Right. Now that we have, you've done very well, students. The first thing you do is convert this theta to rad. Then we start now the calculations. We now look at what they want and we'll choose from the three formulas, the area, the S, and the perimeter. Well, they want perimeter. Okay, so you're going to write perimeter is equal to 2r plus S. That is the perimeter. It is equal to 2r plus S. Now, that's fine. We know the r's, it's 5 and 5, but we don't know S for perimeter. We don't know it. Well, if you don't know it, you can remove it and put what it means. You can say this is equal to, you can write here maybe to say since S is equal to r theta. You know what S is. S is r theta. So you can now write to say perimeter will be equal to 2r plus, instead of S, we say r theta. 2r plus r theta, which is going to be 2 times r is 2 times 5, because your r is 5. Plus r theta is 5 multiplying 11 over 18 pi. And now you can get a final answer for perimeter. Can somebody tell me what answer we are going to get here? Okay, 10.97. Okay, so how you get the answer is you say 5 times 2, you get 10 plus. Here you say 5 times 11. Okay, this is 11 pi, by the way. So 5 times 11 pi, then divided by 18. So what you do is you say 10 plus. Since you are now doing a fraction, always remember this. Fractions are supposed to be put in decimals. In brackets, in their own brackets. So you say 10 plus, then you open your bracket. You say, now when you're doing so fractions are supposed to be put in brackets, and also numerators are supposed to have their own brackets. So you open this bracket for the fraction, then you open another one for the numerator. 5 times 11 pi, you close the numerator. Then you say divided by 18. Okay, then you close the brackets of the whole thing. Tell me what you're going to get. This becomes, punch it this way, let's see what you get as your final solution. Punch it this way, and let's see what you're going to get as your final solution. Okay. What is the answer? Dintle, what's the answer? 19.59. Well done. And you say centimeters. Okay? Well done. Okay, so that's your final answer. 19.59 centimeters. Right. Here's the next one. Calculate the perimeter. So you should make sure your theta is in rad in the first place if you have it. This one. So they did not tell you, but you know this is 90 degrees because it's a right angle. So you make sure it is in rad. So you're going to say theta in rad before you start any calculations. This is equal to 90 degrees, their theta in degrees, divided by 180, okay? You take their answer, their value, which is this theta, you divide it by 180 because you don't want degrees, and you multiply by pi rad. What will you get here? 90 into 91 into 182. So it's 1 over 2 pi rad, which is the same as pi times 1 is pi. So it's pi over 2 rad, okay? Because pi will multiply the top here. So there we have it. It's pi over 2 rad. Now we'll say that's fine. We write the formulas now. Area is r squared theta over 2. Now that we have our theta in rad, then we have S is r theta. You should have the three formulas. You should know them. The three formulas. You should know. They are important. Perimeter is equal to 2r because you say this one and this one. This is an r. This is an r. You don't need them to tell you. And then this is your S. This third side. So it's 2r plus S. That's the distance right around your sector. So now you say perimeter is going to be equal to 2r plus S. But again, you don't have S. So you replace and put what it means. It means r theta. So you say which is equal to 2r plus r theta, which is 2 by, what is your r? 6. 2 by 6 plus 6 by, what is your theta? Pi over 2. There we go. So somebody, this one is easy. You can punch it exactly like this in the calculator. Exactly like this. Tell me what you get. 2 by 6, then you say plus 6 open bracket pi over 2. What do you get? Dennis, what do you get? (21.4 centimeters). That's your final solution, and we are done. Anyone with a question? Anyone with a question? All right. So I'll give you questions to do. I want to give you, let me see if I can do here. The last one, calculate the area. This is 45. We know this is also 45, okay? Because these two are the same. They are both R and R. Either way, before we even look at area or whatever they want, we first change our theta. Theta should always be in radians. So you take their theta, which is 84, you divide it by 180 degrees. Oh, don't forget to do this. Divide it by 130, then you multiply by pi. Right. It will be, somebody do, what is 84 divided by 180? Tintle, what do you get when you say 84 divided by 180? What again? No, I want it as a I want it as a fraction. I want it as a fraction. Convert it back to a fraction. Say second function, then press AB over C. Tell me what you get. What do you get? Did you say 84? Then you press this button, A, B over C, and you say 180. Then you say equal to, okay? So that you get an answer. Then, after getting an answer, you now say second function. Then you press A, B over C to change it to a fraction. What do you get? Okay, that's what you got. 7 over 15 pi rad, which is 7 pi over 15. And that's rad. Now that you have it, you can start to then work with your formulas, which you must know. What is the formula for A? Area. Dintle, what's the formula for area? Over 2. Well done. Millicent, what's the formula for S? The second one. Millie? Millie, what is the formula for S? The second one. Look here. Tell me. What is this? S is what? Millicent? Is your mic working? Millie? Lenny? Are you able to hear me? Okay, good. What is S? R theta. And then, finally, lastly, what is perimeter? Ilang? What is perimeter? Or Elvis? Elvis, what is perimeter? Did you see the formula that we put? Perimeter of your sector. What is it, Elvis? Tawana, what is the perimeter of the sector now? Look here. Can you see? Tawana? Ooh, what's happening to the mics? Dennis, can you see? Perimeter? What will be the formula for you highlighted? Yes, the one I highlighted in green. It'll be good. So you put it also. The three of them. Make sure you have written them down. Then you just choose one from here. Well, they want area, so you're going to write area. You can put area just as A, or you can put it in full, doesn't matter. It is r squared theta divided by 2, which is, what is our r? 45. So it's 45 squared times theta, which is 7 pi over 15. And you divide this by 2. So if you want to punch this in the calculator, you're going to say open brackets, then you open bracket for things that are at the top. Okay? And you're going to say, open another bracket, 45 close squared, open another bracket, 7 pi over 15 close. Then you close the bracket to say this is all that is on the numerator. Then you say divided by 2. Then you close bracket. What do you get? Punch it like this in the calculator. Let's see. What's going to be the answer? Lenny, are you punching? Ilang, are you punching? Okay, good. Open bracket. Then open another one. Then open the third one and say 45, close, say squared. Then open, say 7 pi over 15, close. Then close again. Then say divided by 2. Then close. What are you going to get? One thousand. 484.4. Yes? 1,237. Let me punch then. Going to punch and say, quickly do 45 squared divided by. You should get 1484.4. Ilang. Try it again. You should get 1484.4. Okay, Ilang? This is the correct one. Like, say open bracket, okay? Then open a second one. Then open a third one and say 45 square. Close. Then you say squared. Then you open again. You say 7 pi over 15. This is a 15. Then you close. Then you close again. You say divided by 2. Then you close. Tell me what answer you get. You should get 1484.4. And this would be the end. When you do this, you would have done your whole, you would have done the sectors. I'm going to give you more questions for you to try. And I want you to stick to these formulas and we'll see where it gets. Are we together? All right. Cheers.